Ticket to Ride New York. So this one's a smaller version of Ticket to Ride. So here you have the instruction book. It's kind of cool how it's a very small one. There's not a lot you need to know to play this one. There's very few rules to this one. Definitely a smaller scale to your bigger Ticket to Ride games. Well, I think it's cool how they have actual pictures of New York on it. Here's what your game board's going to look like. Like I said, it's very small. It's not a very large game. So there's your board. You have the important places on it. Got Lincoln Square, Midtown West, Times Square, Central Park. All your big names. They provide this cute little book to keep your scoring. So as you can see, there is very little in this small version of Ticket to Ride for scoring. So less you have to really worry about. And they do provide a pencil. And then I thought this was pretty cool. In this game, instead of trains, you get taxis, because taxis are the main mode of transportation in New York. So you got little taxis, and they come in 4 different colors. So you got this sea green, you got white, purple, and yellow. So those are the 4 colors you can use to play the game. They sent 2 extra cards of each color just in case you lose them. And then here are your cards you can use. So you have your wilds, which are the taxis. Pink, which is a long looking bus. You got blue for the train. There's another bus for green. Another train for black. Bus for red. A school bus for yellow. That's a smart move there. And then these are your tickets. So as you can see, it's smaller per se as to what your tickets distance are. So when playing this game, you have to keep in mind that you do have a lot fewer taxis to work with, but you also have fewer spaces in between. So like if you had one where this one is Lincoln Center to Greenwichville, so you'd have to go from Lincoln Center to Greenwich. So as you can see, it's not a ton of space, so you don't need a ton of cars to do it. But since there's so few spaces and very few doubles in this game board, you could easily have to take a longer way around to get to something, which means you're going to take more cars. So it kind of does still have the strategy to it, and a little more strategy because you have less cars, but yet the same amount of strategy in this game because you also have a fewer distance to go between your different destinations. So this game plays the exact same as your regular Ticket to Ride. You're gonna set it up the same exact way. So everybody's gonna get their train, well in this case their taxis. As you notice, there's no scoreboard around this one because it's very quick and easy. They do have the number of cars as to how many points you get, and you'll add that up at the end of the game. So when you go to set the game up, you're going to shuffle your cards just like you would in any other game. And then whenever you set it up, each player is going to get their own set of technically train cards in their hand. So it's going to be 2 cards per player, and then after you're done handing out the 2 cards per player, you're going to, of course, lay out your cards like this. And if you have 3 wilds, it wipes clean. So we'll shuffle this a little better since it's a newer, brand new stack of cards. So every time you get 3 wilds, you have to clear the board essentially and then reshuffle. So of course, like in all other Ticket to Rides, you're going to either on your turn draw new tickets or draw more train cards, or in this case, I guess they're essentially taxis and buses. So you're going to lay out the 5. And then on your turn, you're going to choose to either take 2 from the face up or 2 off the pile. Now, if you take a wild, you can only take 1 wild, and that's your turn. But you can chance it and end up getting 2 cards off the top, and one of them or both being a wild. But that's okay because no one actually knows what you picked. It's just if you pick off of what's available here, you can only get 1 wild. So then, of course, also when you set up, everybody gets train cards to pick from. Each player gets 2 train cards to pick from, and you must look at your destination and decide which ones you wish to keep. You must keep at least 1, but you can keep both. And then as another thing on your turn, you can pick up new train cards also, so you'll pick up 2 and you have to keep at least 1, if not both. So sometimes you get lucky and pick one where, like here, these 2, if you complete this one, you already have this one in the bag. So that works out. Like if you were to pick this one and already had that one done, or close to having this one done, had this one, then that would work out well. So you kind of just have to decide, especially depending on how many taxis you have left, as to where you're going to go. Like you're going to like pick a new card and hope for the best, keep both of them, keep one of them. So the game ends whenever somebody only has when a player has 2 or fewer taxis left in the supply, and then each player, including the player who has 2 left, gets 1 last turn. Then the game ends and players calculate their final scores using the score pad, or some people use their phones, or if you have the cool BG Stats app and track your plays on there, you can add it all in there too per person. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's a really good app to get, is the BG Stats app. And you can get that on any mobile device or tablet. So just as an example, if you were to add up scoring, we'll do a quick setup here with train cars. So here we got Times Square to Soho. So just so we can get a scoring going on here, just so you can see how the scoring works, we'll set up some trains here. Alright, so here we'll just score the purple ones. They have 2 cards here, so that's 2 points. So they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1 point for single cards, so 11, 12. And then they have 6 points for Times Square to Soho. So they're at 18 points there. 5 points for Central Park to Chelsea. So they're at 23. And then 4 points for Times Square to East Village. So they have a total of 27 points for what's on here, and they had 3 cars left. So chances of them getting a ticket that they could have completed with just the 3 cars they have left is a possibility, but unlikely. So you'll see in this game the longest train that you can possibly lay down is 4, so that's kind of nice. You only have to worry about the most you need to lay down at one time is 4. So that kind of makes it very nice. And then you get 1 point for every tourist attraction that you go through, which you'll see on here. It kind of looks like a penny almost in color, and then a point on it. So while they have 27 points just sitting like that, they also get 1, 2, 3 points because they went through 3 different tourist destinations. So that will add to their 27, and that'll give them a total of 30 points. So at the end of the game, that's how you're going to score. So overall, Ticket to Ride New York is a simple game to play. And it's really great if you already know how to play Ticket to Ride and absolutely love the series. I'd highly suggest you get this. They also have Ticket to Ride London. So check that video out too for Ticket to Ride London. Sneak preview. This is what the box looks like at Ticket to Ride London. So that's what the game Ticket to Ride New York looks like. If you have any questions, drop comments in the comments section. If you like what you've seen here today, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you get notifications of when new videos come up.